All right, let's get into a topic that I think a lot of us can relate to, but maybe don't talk about much. We're going to explore the psychology of what it's like to be super ambitious and at the same time feel kind of lazy.
Does that hit close to home? You've got these huge dreams, right? You can picture what you want, you can almost taste it. But actually starting, that feels like trying to move a mountain. If that sounds like you, then you're in exactly the right place, because what you're feeling isn't some personal flaw.
See, what you're going through actually has a name. It's a psychological pattern called the ambition paradox. And it's exactly what it sounds like, that super frustrating conflict between having really big dreams and, well, not doing a whole lot to make them happen. And this, right here, this is the internal tug of war. On one side, you've got this powerful engine of ambition, all these amazing ideas, tons of goals, this deep desire for more. But then on the other side, there's the reality. Hardly any action, procrastinating all the time, and just that awful sinking feeling of being completely stuck. It's a huge gap, and it feels terrible. So let's just get one thing straight right off the bat. We've got to reframe this whole thing. Calling yourself lazy isn't just unhelpful, it's flat out wrong. Let's take a look at what's really going on under the hood. And here's the absolute key. You don't have a goal problem, you have a system problem. Your ambitions are like these powerful, beautiful cars just sitting in a garage with no road to drive on. The problem isn't where you want to go, it's that you don't have a map or a paved path to get you there. And there's some brain science to this. For a lot of us, our brains are just more wired for the thrill of coming up with ideas than for the grind of actually doing them. Thinking up a cool plan gives you a little hit of dopamine. It's kind of like mental window shopping. You get all the fun of imagining without any of the commitment. The follow-through, that takes a whole different part of the brain that's just harder to get going.
Oh, and this one is a big one, the perfectionism trap. Your ambition is so high that you feel like your very first step has to be perfect. This is why you might spend weeks researching the absolute best workout routine instead of just, going for a 10-minute walk. The pressure to make a masterpiece right out of the gate is so crushing that it just paralyzes you. So you end up taking 0 messy steps instead of 1 imperfect one.
Okay, so if it's not laziness, the answer has to be just get more motivated, right? Nope. Actually, waiting for motivation is one of the biggest traps there is. This chart really shows you where all your energy is going. You spend a ton of mental fuel just thinking about what you need to do. You're planning, you're worrying, you're visualizing. By the time you actually sit down to do the thing, your energy tank is already on empty. You've literally exhausted yourself before you've even started. And this difference is just so important to understand. We think of motivation as something we need before we act, but it's just an emotion. It's emotional, it's unreliable, it comes and goes. Consistency, on the other hand, is mechanical. It's a predictable process that works whether you feel like it or not. It doesn't drain your energy, it actually builds momentum. And this is the part nobody else gets to see, right? On the outside, it looks like you're just chilling, maybe putting things off, but inside, your mind is going a mile a minute. There's this constant quiet hum of pressure and anxiety about all the things you feel like you should be doing. It is not relaxing at all. So we've kind of diagnosed the issue. It's not a character flaw. It's this mix of perfectionism, running out of energy before you start, and waiting for motivation that never comes. So what's the fix? The answer is all about the power of systems. Let's just put the question out there. If waiting for that magical lightning bolt of motivation is what's keeping you stuck, what in the world is the alternative? What actually gets you moving? The answer is one simple word: systems. So you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. The goal is just the result you want. The system is the process that gets you there. And a system doesn't have to be some big complicated thing. In fact, the simpler, the better. It can be as basic as this. You wake up, you do one tiny task, and I mean tiny, like so small it feels silly not to do it. Then you give yourself a real break, and then you just repeat. It's not about huge, heroic efforts. It's about creating a predictable rhythm that completely bypasses the need for motivation. The most important number here is 1. Just 1. Your goal isn't to write the whole book today. Your goal is to write 1 sentence. Send 1 email. Just put your running shoes on. That single tiny action is what breaks the powerful grip of doing nothing. And once you start, something amazing happens. Your brain starts to crave that feeling of completion, and boom, you've got momentum. This is where it all begins to change. It's about shifting your entire focus away from that giant, overwhelming end goal and onto that first, tiny, totally doable step. This is how you finally build that bridge from where you are to where you want to be. Think about it like this. Your ambition has been this high-speed train, just sitting at the station with nowhere to go because there are no tracks. A system lays down those tracks. It creates the path, the structure that finally allows all that pent-up energy to start moving forward, one little piece of track at a time. And if you take nothing else away from this, please hear this. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just trying to operate without a structure that can actually support your big ambitions. This is a process problem, not a person problem. So if you remember one thing, let it be this simple little equation. Structure is greater than motivation. Stop waiting to feel like it. That feeling is a trap. Instead, put your energy into building a simple, repeatable structure. Because a good system will beat flaky motivation every single day of the week.